And did y'all survive the boredom of this afternoon? Really, most of the RTH session had some ups and downs for sure. We'll talk about what happened. First, take a look at the left side of the monitor. You can see the top oscillator, the yellow bar line right here at 116. So we had 116 points. The PT1, the daily one, was 84.50 points. The PT2 was 169 points. PT3, 236.45. So you can see how sideways and flat that is. That's range trading, okay, versus having a slope or skew. You see how that slope is going up? And so the skew made the, well, you can see the big daily range going outside the three caused the slope to go up, which is a big tell that you're in a breakout mode. So you can see over here, you didn't get as quite of a depth of a breakout, but you got the breakout. You can see that the slope starts going up. So that's when you know that you're, inclined to be able to take those outside trades. You want the one to be, outside the three going long, right? Otherwise, you're just inside the daily range trading. And so what do you do in a range? I mean, trading 101, you buy support and you sell resistance. That's sort of like positive GEX. We just came from a huge OPEX and huge, period where they have the most notional ever in history before each one, it seems. But up till this next one, I don't think this next one's going to be as big, but I regress. But anyway, getting back to the point, we had a huge ton of GACs. And so this positive GACs does not mean trend. The market broke out because Trump said the problems with China were resolved and the tariff would be, nowhere near that 145%, which is fantastic. That's what everybody wants, be able to trade with everybody. Well, he just released another tweet that said, well, never mind. I can, don't have to change anything. So apparently the talks aren't going the way he wants them. So he changes what he says on a daily basis. So just be aware of what the GACs and the gamma are. And our market forecast did show that negative bias going into today's session. So I had that in the back of my mind. But what clearly did occur was we gapped up um, above this level here at 53. What was it? 79, almost 53.80. So that is key because it was a key option level. And we came back and tested it. And then when this daily one got challenged, it came back and then it came back again and then broke up to this other daily one. So we have a daily one R-vol and a daily one H-vol. And the daily one H-vol was the pivotal one, really. Going from R-vol to H-vol isn't that big of a deal as expected. But this big bull bar that broke it was a big tell because you could see that they tried to bring it back under, but the next bar got bid on the open. This next bar from them bringing it back in got bid and it shot up straight to the daily two. And that's where they came into hedge. They hedged my daily two and brought the market back down to where below their lines they're using, which is the daily ones. They brought it back twice. They brought it back under this one and then they brought it back under the daily 1 hour low. So they are, you know, keeping us close by, not too far from this 5290 SPX level. And today it was 5316 or 1750. Um, so I would like to believe that we are beyond this downward move. We're on the right side of the 5290, and the gap did not close. They held the gap. So they kept us in this small range, really between daily 1 and the gap line, which is the pain everybody felt all afternoon. So that's over now, and tomorrow free to move about the cabin, right? So our daily range is pretty wide. It is 84.50, 169, and 236 points. So on the close, you can move your ruler and go up 84.50 points and 116. Well, 116 is the PT3. So here's 47, 68, 72, 78, 79, 81 right there. Oh, it's 84, even more. So back up to our daily 2s, almost right below them. So that would lead us back up, to the top from the close and Globex if we were to continue the move higher. If we test the low, we'll be right back on the gap line if that gap line breaks. But since we did not break that gap line in RTH, they're going to have a hard time breaking that. So I would say that there's a very good possibility that we could find ourselves sitting on the daily 2 during at sometime during Globex, or the 116, even higher. So just be aware that all things reset, and they do want to move us up off of the gap line. This is the time to do it. So we'll get brand new levels, on when the market opens at 5 o'clock. So 5 Central. Watch your Globex. So hopefully we'll have a better trading day tomorrow. It just was pretty painful sitting here just above the daily 1 level. Low volatility, controlled environment, and because we were already overstretched, that's why they hedged it where they did, instead of letting it get really, really overextended. I think my analysis is correct. I mean, I'm under the assumption now that we're no longer hedged below the long put. I mean, they may still have their hedge on, and so I need to factor that in. But if they did put a hedge on, when would it be through? Maybe April 30th. So maybe we do stick around close by this pin. That would make sense. But we're on the right side of the trade. We're back above it. So I just need to understand more option theory on how these dealer hedge flows work. I haven't seen really anybody talk about it on Twitter, so I need to ask Dan what he thinks, or Nick. I need to ask Nick, definitely. All right. Hope you guys do well tonight. Just keep it inside the Jats PT level when we're inside the daily distribution, especially below the daily 2. And you can see that's where they've been keeping us. All right. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much.